So here we have the Earfun Wave Pro. So we have a new challenger entering the under 100 wireless headphone category. But let's go ahead and jump straight in. Let's see what's going on. So let's pop these open. Let's get them out of the box. Ton of features with these guys. And as I said before, these are in the under $100 category. So I think they're going to be running around $79.99 over on Amazon. But there are some discounts. I did leave a discount code in the video description. And I'm pretty sure you can combine that code with, you know, like Amazon, well, they'll throw in like a little bit of a extra coupon discount where you can like click a box, something like that. So total pricing on these should be right around $59.99 when it's all said and done, right around there with my discount code plus the discounts that'll be available over on Amazon. So let me get this box out of the way here. All right. So what you get here right out of the box, there's also some books and, you know, instruction guides and there. I'm not going to bring those out. We don't have to look at those right now. But here you get the actual case. So this is what I love to see. I love to see when headphones or when companies are bringing out a set of headphones, they're actually bringing them in a carrying case like this, and it's not like a cheapo case either. It's actually quite nice. So you'd love to see that. Pop those open. And here you have the headphones themselves. So a little side pocket right here. This holds your cables. So what you got here, USB-A to USB Type-C. So nothing too wild. That's normal stuff. And your aux cable. So 3.5 to 3.5. So you can listen to these passively. So just throwing those right back in there. Headphones, as you can see right here, are folded up nicely. Let's go ahead and pop them open. So check that out. Now they do come with like some plastic that protects them here. I went ahead and peeled that off. So yeah, but there's your adjustment right there. And you know, if these fit my fat head, you know that they've got plenty of, you know, room for adjustment. So no worries about that. Your head's got to be like way bigger than mine for these to not fit. So there's plenty of flexibility here. So no issues with that whatsoever. So yeah, here's the headphones themselves. So check that out. Earfun Wave Pro. So yeah. And we got the swivel obviously right here, so plenty of swivelability, but you can also fold them up. So yeah, they're not taking away anything from that. Got some memory foam going on in the ear pads themselves. Overall pretty good. A little bit up here as well. Nothing too wild. But basically this is kind of like your standard, you know, what we would expect from headphones at this price point. So let me get this carrying case out of the way here real quick. All right. So now, what I'm seeing here as far as build quality goes is similar to most other lightweight headphones on the market, regardless of price, right? Regardless of price, you know, with these, because for the most part, what you're going to find is going to be mostly plastic with some metal in the headband, sometimes some metal on the inside. But overall, most headphone companies are going for very lightweight feel, except for, you know, Apple. But everybody, you know, you got Sony, Bose, all these guys are going for this lightweight approach. I don't mind it whatsoever. So that's something to get, you know, we all need to get comfortable with that. Obviously, these are foldable and rotatable ear cups. We do have some decent memory foam in the ear pads as well. Everything that we would expect for headphones at this price point. So overall, the comfort that I've had with these is excellent. So they feel very lightweight while I'm wearing them, and they actually have some pretty good clamping force on my head. And that's basically like how tight do they grip my head. So overall, they actually grip it quite well. Nothing too crazy. Like it's not like it makes it uncomfortable or anything like that. But the reason that I like it is because it helps them stay put very nicely when I'm going out for my walks or when I'm doing my workouts. So some of the other headphones that I've tried, when I get really sweaty, they start kind of losing their grip on my head. I was getting super sweaty. I was doing, what do you call them? I think they're like bent over rows. So, you know, you're kind of bending over and you're lifting the weights like this. So obviously headphones want to slide off your head. I didn't have an issue with them sliding forward. So overall, a good option. But I will say that they did get quite hot, and that's going to be normal whenever you have these types of ear pads, right? These aren't exactly meant for like working out. They don't breathe very well. So they did get quite warm during the workout. So just throwing that out there, but that pretty much applies to almost all wireless headphones on the market. So just want to make that very, very clear. So moving on to the next section here is going to be controls, and controls on these guys are very straightforward. Like we've got button controls on one side and that's it. There's no buttons on the other side. So right here, you've got the power button, and this is what they call the MFB or the multi-function button. So what this can do is both power on and off, pairing, play pause, and answer and end phone calls. Then you get your volume rocker right here. So single press on either side, volume up, volume down, and then you can long press it for 2 seconds, and that'll give you skip track forward and skip track back. Next button right here, that's your noise cancellation button. That toggles between normal, active noise cancellation and your ambient or transparency mode. So they've got you covered. Super responsive, very clicky. So I don't know if you guys can hear them. See if you can hear it. So very clicky, so super responsive, no problems, whatsoever. There's no weird touch controls or anything like that going on these headphones. Other side, you get a small LED to let you know when you're charging and your USB Type-C port. So pretty straightforward as far as that goes. So now let's talk about the connection on these guys. Now, one of the weird things that I noticed about the specs is that they didn't actually list what the Bluetooth version is. So they're running some version of Bluetooth 5 with these guys, probably either, I would say 5.3, possibly at the very least 5.2, I would say. But I don't know because they didn't actually list it in the specifications. Not sure why. Maybe it was overlooked. I don't know. You guys are going to have to ask Earfun about that. But that's neither here nor there because it doesn't make that much of a difference. Just want to make that very, very clear. So after that, as far as connection codecs, you do get SBC, AAC, and they do have LDAC. That's why they have their high-res audio wireless certification going on with these guys. So there is LDAC support. When I was testing these, I was putting LDAC at 660 to make sure I was getting a good balance between sound quality and connection quality. Because if you put it at like 990 or 900, you do start, getting a lot of cutouts. And that's regardless of what device that they're paired to, regardless, of what headphones or earbuds they are, you will get some cutouts when you start listening to it at, 900. So just throwing that out there. But overall, very, very good. Now, the Earfun Wave Pro, they also have multi-point connectivity. So you can connect these for up to 2 devices at a single time. My testing, I had them paired up with my iPhone 15 Pro Max, my iPad Pro, my Google Pixel 8 Pro, and my OnePlus Open. The OnePlus Open is the one that I'm mainly using for the testing with these headphones. As far as latency goes, we're talking about lag when watching video. Latency on the Earfun Wave Pro is minimal to, almost non-existent when you're watching videos on YouTube, Netflix, anything like that. But if you do notice latency, these also have a 55 millisecond gaming mode. So you can reduce latency if you want to use these headphones for mobile gaming. So you do have that option with these guys as well. So let me go ahead and turn these on really quick, and I'm going to go ahead and turn them on so we can kind of take a quick look at the Earfun app, while it's working, basically. So let's make sure these are going. Hopefully they're on. I think they're on. I'm not sure. We'll find out right now. If I'm paired up, we'll know for sure. Okay, yeah. So we are paired up here. Let me go ahead and pop this guy open. All right. So back to camera 2. So here we have my OnePlus open. Let's go to Earfun here. Back out. Back out. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and bring this down. Let's bring you guys in a little bit closer here. All right. All right, so OnePlus Open in the building. So here we have the Earfun Wave Pro, and this is then paired up to the Earfun app right here. So as you can see, you get your battery life right up front, so 80% on these guys. Then you have your 5 noise modes. So you get normal, which is basically everything off. You get ambient. You get wind noise cancellation. Then you get comfort noise cancellation and strong noise cancellation. So those are the 5 different listening modes you have. Here we have the gaming mode toggle, so you can turn it on if you want to reduce latency. Remember, whenever we turn on gaming mode, we will affect battery life, and it will affect your connection stability. So I want to make that very clear. Below this, you have your Earfun EQ. So they have the default sound. That's the normal EQ that Earfun puts into them. You have your presets. So they have a bunch of different presets, whichever ones you want to roll with. You can go ahead and try those out for yourself. And then we have the custom EQ. Here I have my own custom EQ. So if you want to use my EQ, go ahead and pause it, write down what that is, apply it to your own Earfun Wave Pro, and rock out. So that's what I ended up doing to mine. But let's back out of there real quick. And now we go into the settings. So in settings here, you get your firmware version. I already did get a firmware update for these guys, so wanted to throw that out there. So if you get yours, you might have a firmware update available right up front. Product tutorial, FAQ, Earfun EQ, Bluetooth audio quality. So this is where you can select it if you want stable connection or if you want to use LDAC. That's where that toggle will be found. Gaming mode, customized controls, dual device connection, that's your multi-point, voice wizard settings, automatic shutdown, factory reset. So all the usual stuff that you'll find in the Earfun app. So this app is available for both iOS and Android. You don't have to download it. I always have to say this in my videos because some people think that you have to download this app. Oh man, I don't want to download another app. I don't want to give away permissions. You don't need to do any of that. You can run these headphones perfectly fine without it. This just lets you adjust, EQ, toggle gaming mode, stuff like that. So if you want to have control over your headphones, definitely get the app. Just wanted to make that very, very clear. But you don't have to have it in order to use it. So let me get the phone out of the way real quick. Back to the headphones themselves. So let's talk about this real quick. So next up, let's talk about the battery life. So on the Earfun Wave Pro, Earfun is claiming up to 80 hours with noise cancellation turned off and 55 hours with noise cancellation turned on. Now, I can see that easily being the case with them testing at 50% volume using SBC or AAC for their connection. I can tell you for sure that that number will be lower using LDAC or gaming mode or some combination of both and listening at higher volume levels. At least this comes from all of the years that I've spent testing headphones like this, that I can tell you that the battery numbers always get reduced depending on volume levels and the different listening modes. So I'm just making that very, very clear. However, I have not finalized my own battery testing on these, so I don't have full complete numbers yet because I like to run these a couple of times to make sure that I'm not getting like weird fluke numbers on it. So just wanted to make that clear. But so far, with noise cancellation turned off, on LDAC, I was getting upwards of high 60s in the hours so far. With noise cancellation turned on, I was getting in the high 40s, like 47, 48 hours. So overall, seriously good battery life so far in my testing, but as I said, I haven't completed it yet. So I just want to make that very clear. So the Earfun Wave Pro also feature fast charging. So plugging these in via USB-C for 10 minutes, you can get up to 10 hours of battery life. Let's say you drained them all the way down, 10 minutes, and you'll be ready to rock and roll once again. And as I said before, these do charge via USB-C right here on that ear cup. So yeah, and then now let's move over and let's talk about the active noise cancellation strength on these guys. So overall, well, this is what they're claiming. Earfun's claiming, 45 decibels of noise reduction using what they call Quiet Smart 2.0. Not sure what that is, but that's what they're talking about in, all their marketing stuff. So as far as the way that I've experienced it, the noise cancellation is surprisingly strong for a set of headphones at this price point. Now, it's not Bose, it's not Sony, it's not that high-end level of noise cancellation. If you're expecting top-tier $400 headphone noise cancellation, this isn't it. But for what it is and how strong it is, it's actually surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. So I want to make that very clear. This puts them at the very top of noise cancellation headphones, under $100 for that noise cancellation strength. What Bose and Sony do better than budget headphones when it comes to noise cancellation is the way that they handle the mid-range and higher frequencies, like people talking, sudden noises, stuff like that. That's where Sony and Bose truly shine. Where everybody else shines is going to be on the lower frequencies and the lower mid-range frequencies. These do a very good job at that level. They also feature wind noise cancellation. That works surprisingly well. I just wish that was a feature that worked on transparency mode. Like when I'm out walking around, I want to use transparency mode, but it actually works surprisingly well. Whether you're testing it with a fan or if you're actually outside walking like I am in the wind, it does work surprisingly well. So let's go ahead and move over to the ambient mode or transparency mode. Overall, it's quite decent, I would say. It still sounds a bit processed, but that's pretty much what most transparency modes on headphones sound like under $100. There's a little bit of white noise when it's active, like a little bit. It doesn't bother me, but I'm sure some people are going to nitpick and they're going to be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. Whatever. I'm just throwing this out there. This way, if Earfun hears me, they're pretty good about updating their headphones and doing repairs via firmware updates. So if they hear me, this is one of the things that I'm noticing is a little bit of white noise with the ambient mode, but just wanted to make that very clear. But overall, it's still very good. You can hear people clearly. You could watch TV with these on in ambient mode. And then when I'm walking around outside, I can clearly hear cars coming up behind me. That's one of the things I have to be careful with because I do walk in my neighborhood when I do my daily walks. So I always want to maintain that situational awareness. So far, it's been very good. Now, let's move over to the sound quality on the Earfun Wave Pro. But first, let's start it like this. Now, I don't have a rig to measure volume on headphones. I have it for earbuds, but not for headphones. So when I say that these get loud, they get more than loud enough for me. So I'm listening to them probably like maybe 60 to 70% volume, right around there. They're, from what I've tested, louder than like the Soundpeats Space in my testing, but not, let's say, not quite as loud as like the Tozo HT2, I guess you could say. So are they the loudest out there? No. Are they louder than many other headphones? Sure. So overall, good as far as volume is concerned, in my opinion. But when it comes to the actual sound quality, so let's say right out of the box, the Earfun Wave Pro have a laid back sound. So a chill bass response, warm sounding mids, a very relaxed treble. So overall, it's actually a well balanced type of sound. And I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting, because usually when you're looking at wireless headphones under $100, normally all you're getting is like straight bass head tuning. Now there's nothing wrong with that. I'm part of the bass head crew. You guys know what's up. Shout out to the bass head crew. But that's normally what we get. We normally get just like strong bass and usually not enough mid range and not enough treble. So to have these kind of come out of the box a bit more balanced, I'm actually kind of impressed. That's kind of cool, actually. But with my own EQ, this is where I ended up switching things up for myself. I raised the bass for added punch and depth because I felt that the bass wasn't hitting hard enough for me. Like, I still like having clarity. I still like hearing vocals and everything, but I still want to feel the music. Like, that's the whole point, right? I want to feel what I'm listening to. So I raised the bass for additional punch and depth. I raised the treble to add a bit of clarity, and that really opened things up with the Earfun Wave Pro. And this change brought vocals forward. It makes music sound more alive, which is my personal preference. So overall, like I said, out of the box, good. With my own EQ or whatever EQ you end up using for yourself, because their 10-band EQ is actually surprisingly good, they can be impressive at this price point. So very good. Now, when it comes to like comparisons, right? So are these better than the Soundpeats Space when it comes to sound? Yes. They're also better than the Tozo HT2 and the Soundcore Space 1, in my opinion, when it comes to sound quality. They're on par with the One More Sonoflow, the Sony CH720, and the Soundcore Q45s. So they're competing at that level. So I just wanted to make that clear. So I would put these at the higher end of the pack when it comes to headphones at that $100 price point. A very, very good option for anybody who is interested in picking up the Earfun Wave Pro. Overall, I'm quite impressed. Now, as I said before, like I said, this is a lightweight review because I don't have microphone testing samples. I haven't done that here yet, but I'm sure others will. A lot of people will probably be dropping reviews on these. You'll be able to check that out very, very soon. Now, I wanted to make one thing very, very clear. So Earfun did send these over to me early for review and testing. They didn't pay me any money. They didn't do any of that sort of stuff. They just sent them over. That's the agreement that we have. They can send them over. I can try them. I can either make a video, talk about them if I want to. If I don't want to, I don't have to. We keep it very, very chill. I love that relationship. But because I did like them, because I was impressed with these, this is why I'm here talking to you about these today. So if you are interested in checking them out, there will be links in the video description. These should be launching, as far as I know. It could be in a matter of a couple of hours. If not, it will be tomorrow. So you can definitely check. And I'm also leaving a discount code in the video description. So if you want to get them at a discount, definitely use that code. The release date on these was supposed to be March 18th, but at least when I look at their website, now let's cut over to their website really, really quick. Hang on. Let's do that together here while we're here. And boom. So let's do that. And where's it at? Boom. So 30% off. But if you look at this timer here, it says offer ends in 1 hour and 30 minutes. So it makes me think that 5 p.m. Pacific time might be when these actually launch. But if you go to Amazon, they're still not available. So just want to make that clear, but that's something you can keep an eye on. It could be tonight, most likely tomorrow, but it could be tonight. But I just wanted to make that very, very clear about what's going on with these headphones. But yeah, that's pretty much it for what I've got here. If you're interested in checking out the Earfun Wave Pro, hit the links in the description. Aside from that, my name is Jefe, and I'm out.